You guys, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and please share this video. Now, America lands is being divinely curtained. Soar, chapter 13:41 says, we have visited the land and curtained a nation from its sides. Brothers and sisters, we are tired of this game playing. You know, America would just have to do justice by us or just let us go. I said, America is in trouble. And I said, God is about to wipe this nation from the face of this earth. Now listen. You see, I'm not crazy and I'm not drunk. But how long do you think America that can do evil and not face the judgment and wrath of God? You see, they asked me this morning about the president morality. Well, how you feel about the president that's moral? I said, what kind of president that we ever had that was moral? You see, the founding fathers of this nation were slaveholders. You see, they raped black women and gave them babies, but never of their own children. You see, it was murder in this overall office. We've seen the killing of kings and rulers. You see, their nation and their governments was heads and outlaws and masters of assassinators. So when has this overall office ever been a moral place? You see, from the assassination of John F. Kennedy, you see, from the assassination of William McKinley. So when has this overall office ever been a moral place? See, if my words frighten you, then wait till I finish. See, many of us today play with God. You see, we want God to be all loving and merciful. And yes, he loves us all right. But he kills people out for that very same love. And see, you can put Hitler, Genghis Khan, Tabla Khan, and Tamerlane. You can put them all in the same vote. But notice that they never killed as many people as God. But God kills and destroys people out of his love for righteousness. And he hates us when we refuse to bow down and submit ourselves for his mercy before it's too late. Now, America is being divinely curtained. Soar, 1341, we have visit the land and curtain the nation from his sides. Now you see the foolish are still foolish until he is cast away into that narrow place. And see, he can't turn right or left. You see, judgment have come to America. So American lands today is being divinely curtained. The Holy Quran, Surah 1341, see they not that we are visiting a land, curtain it of its size. Allah God pronounced a doom, and there is no repeller of its decreed. He is strict and call into account. Black man in America, there is no one as blind as you are in seeing what is going on against white America. I have warned you for nearly 40 years that Allah God and the person of Master Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, came to me and gave me the knowledge of the truth. And I've been preaching to you continually. Now you see what is going on. As America had done, so now it's being done into her. America has surrounded the country of the people. She had blown the cities to pieces. She had killed the inhabitants. Those who were left alive, she put to flight, running from shelter, from destruction by American might. It is very sad and horrible to look at the things that America had done, which are now coming on this country. For many years, centuries of years, America had lived a luxurious, wicked life while hating her black slave and depriving them of justice, shooting them down on the streets, on the highways, in the wood and fields for nothing. She did it just because she felt that she had the advantage. And she wanted to kill black people as she was made to do. See, Psalms chapter 10, verse 8. He sat in the lurching place of the village, in the secret place. Do he murder the innocents? His eyes are set against the poor. You see, up into this very minute, she's seeking to destroy the black man in America and to deprive him of freedom to do for self. America never desired departure of the black slave from his white slave master. America wished only to hold the black slave in order to continue to treat him with evil. See, Pharaoh's hatred and injustice to Israel and Egypt in the time of Moses should serve America as a warning. She had fallen headlong into destruction of Allah God. America runs to and fro and seeking way out, but she does not try to justify her black slave for justice and equality amongst the nations of the earth. America made us into nothing, and she used us to mock us before the nation of the earth. But a God with unlimited wisdom, knowledge, and power is now befriending the black slave. And he has chosen the black slave to be his people. But the God have come and has said, I will deliver my people from the hands of the oppressors. But the foolish black people have yet to come to that knowledge that Allah God is their best friend, and that he is here to save them from the destruction of a people who have shown evil and hatred to us all our life. America divides us one against the other. The black man America is so divided against each other that you seek all time to do evil against each other. You cannot even befriend them lest they take advantage of it. They call you a fool for trying to befriend them, as it was with us by Midway Technical Schools. Midway Technical Schools came to us for help, and we gave them that help to keep them from falling. It cost us $30,000 to set them free of their back rents and other bills that they had. Take a look at how they turn on us for the purpose of wrecking all their beautiful businesses set up for them and others to enjoy on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. The fall of America foretold separation is the answer. The Holy Quran, Surah 81, 6, 7, and 12. And when the cities are set on fire, and when men are united, and when hell is kindled. The folding up is the title taken from the first chapter in which the above verses are found. When the sun folded up, the Holy Quran, Surah 81, prophesies the folding up of a recorded work, a record of what people have done as the use will no longer be necessary. The chapter refers to what take place in the resurrection. One party is recorded as the beginning, while the other party is discontinued. We see this clearly being made manifest today. War causes the destruction of civilization. War destroys the cities and towns of a nation. Chapter 81 of the Holy Quran is now being fulfilled. The sun and the stars and mountains and camels and wild animals all mentioned in the first 4 verses of this chapter and are not without. The coming of God refers to by the prophet is unite a people who have been divided against self by the enemies. He chose these people for building a better world. Amen. Amen. The Bible Revelation refers to the destruction of a beast and its chief instructor, the dragon. The name beast given here is not referred to 4-foot animals, but to a people who rule is like that of a savage beast. Repent, America. Eat, help yourself to the desert, which you have prepared for us. You eat it now. All praises are due for Allah, the Lord of the world. The Theosophians, most of them from the time of Martin Luther, who I think was the author of these terms, beast, dragon, especially the late Pastor Russell and Judge Rutherford, founder of Jehovah's Witness sect, take the term dragon to refer to the Pope of Rome, the father of the Christian church and the Christian religion. This is the first time since we have been lost in this part of the earth that we want to unite the black nation of the earth into one under the guidance of God who is now present. Why should the master continue to deceive his slave? He teaches the slave that he is a free citizen with equality. Why do you, slave master, want to hold them for a hostage prey? You do not need them. Your machines do the labor that the slave used to do. Why not let them go? You want to go to war against Allah and the freedom that Allah came to do for you, slave? Before you, Pharaoh, had that same idea. He did not want Israel to go free in the land to themselves. Pharaoh lost the war against Allah and will drown in the Red Sea. The loser of this war will land in a lake of fire, not water. If white America wants to free her slave, she can easily do so. This will be simpler and easier than what she is doing, killing and provoking them through police force. National Guards, and find the U.S. Army as we see in Detroit, Michigan. America actions show us two things. Firstly, she wished to call fear amongst the so-called Negro with a display of many deadly weapons. By Allah is removing the fear. Secondly, she fears to approach an armed slave unless she is armed. This has been historical relation between the white man and his slaves. The white man seeks the leaderships of the so-called Negro to help him keep the dissatisfied slave subject to him without complaint about justice. The white man would say, "Nigger, you should be happy. You are better off than many of your black kind with a job." The white slave master brought our fathers here to do slave work. Our free laborers have made this white slave master richer than their brethren, Europeans. Do they offer us any of this land that they took from the Indians? The 22 million so-called Negro should be seeking some of this earth on which to live and build an independent nation out of itself. The white slave masters only offers a job. Allah God came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever. To free us, the Negro slave must be free. This is the meaning of the resurrection. Allah God has said to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that he intends to free the American so-called Negro at any price. For 400 years, you slave master have been killing the so-called Negro without receiving any resistance, and regardless of his peaceful way with you. We the Muslims have tried to live in peace here in America. There is not a single incident in our 36 years of history where we have made an aggressive move against you, but you have attacked us several times. We have proved to the world that you are impossible to live with in peace. You have condemned and killed the just and he who do not resist you. James 5:6. You have destroyed many towns, cities, and people, as you have divided the so-called one against the other. So Allah should divide you and your brethren. And as you have done to others, so shall it be done to you. The Bible. And when the cities are set on fire, it's a sign of the end of you as a power. The house doomed to fall. We cannot deny the fact that the Christian rest is responsible for this universal corruption in the land and sea. From the same corruption that their hands have made will come their doom. The Christian preach that which they do not do, cannot do, as love your neighbor. I have yet to meet one who loved his neighbor as did himself. Thou shalt not kill. I have yet to meet such a Christian. They even fight against each other, rob and kill each other, but yet represent themselves as world peacemakers, with whom the great deceivers of the world will reap what they have sown. Had they corrupted many people and nation under disgust of good, peaceful, loving Christians? The Christian rest is full of the worst crimes, practicing evil to the fullest, and seeking to practice them on other nations as well. The universal temper are ever parading before the world. They both have new girls and women. They are before your eyes in almost everything. Murdering, gambling, robbery, drunkenness, drugs, adultery, lying. There's hardly any end to it. The lands and seas are filled with deadly weapons of wars. The islands of the seas are filled with corruptions by all of the nations of earth, for they are proud and boastful and are now hated and despised according to their wishes. The religion of Christianity is a curse to us, the black man, and is full of slavery teachings. They have poisoned the Bible with their adding to and taken from the truth. Now their doom is in sight. It is their own work. They command the sea with their powerful navies, parking them off the shore of the nations. They secure the air base on their soils to place their deadly bombs carrying planes within easy striking distance of those whom fear to be their enemies. Is this not the easy way to make an enemy? Is this the act of a real Christian, the follower of Jesus, when they preached came for the peace of mankind, and to teach the seeking of the sword and the turning of the other cheek? Where is the good Christian amongst this race? They love mannering other people's affairs. They are an ever fight a war if it matters not with whom or where, but yet crying peace, peace, with every deadly weapons of war to provoke other nations to war. Shall not the God of peace and justice deal with you and your troublemaking as he did with those before you? I warn every one of you, my people, fly to Allah with me for refuge. As I warn you, the judgment of this world has arrived. Get out of the slave making Christianity and to the right religion, Islam. The house you are in shall surely fall and never rise again. The and fall, destruction and fall of the world that we have known is now without a doubt in process. When we refer to the world, we are referring to the world of the white man. For the world of the black man had yet to come in. The world of the black man, by divine guidance, is now merging in on the old world of the white race. This makes the destruction and fall of the world of the white man. Here in America, we cannot see nothing but the fall of America. It is no secret. It is obvious to the eyes that are open. If we want to close our eyes and minds, claim that we do not see and understand, then we'll be falling ourselves. This refuse to see is foolhardy, regardless to how we may desire to see the old world stand. We do not have the power to starve off the destruction that caused the world of the white man to fall. Destruction and power that is bringing about the fall of the world of the white man is coming from Allah God. In the past history of the world of the white man, there was never a time of destruction of his world like the present time. It is useless for you to try to prevent the fall of the white man's world. There is no checking it. The right race have not tried to do the right thing, justice. The doing of justice will have checked her fall. The Bible, Jeremiah. But America was never willing, and even at this hour, she is not willing to do justice by those whom she had mistreated. She had dealt injustice to her black one slave for nearly 500 years that she had been in the Western hemisphere. America have constantly burdened the poor black slave with every evil that she could imagine. The evil scientists who have invented more and more evil practice have not been able to invent any more evil than that which they have already put out. Day and night, without a let up, the white man mistreat the poor black slave. And now since heaven and the God of peace, justice, freedom, equality have come to the black slave, the white man is trying to make everyone that recognize the truth deviate from it. The white man says do not accept it. He makes the black man a hypocrite against his own starvation. The white man twirls the one whom he has as yet accepted the truth of their starvation, and he promised them that which he will never be able to fulfill. America is falling. She is now losing the power and authority that she was enjoying in foreign lands. Her fall is very visible. Wherever authorities have been excising, the people are now crying out in one voice, leave us, leave us. America, go home to America. The citizens of the countries are telling American citizens, leave us. America no longer have friends. America and England deposited little brother Israel on foreign soil. The Palestinians, which is Arab land, they deprived the Arabs of their own land and sent them to the exile. This injustice against the Arabs is now causing America the power and authority that she once exercised in the East. She is on her way out of the Near East. This means bloodshed and plenty of it. In the Near East, there stand navies, which are neither Americans nor British. They are there to drive America out. Skies over there are beginning to thicken with foraging planes carrying deadly weapons, guns, and bombs. They will not be satisfied as long as Israel is in Palestine. The boil has come to a bursting point. We are in a troubled world. We are in a world that is now erupting. Black man who was once a slave in America, you have a way of escape. The way out is now your own turn. It is on a condition that you submit to Allah God and come follow me. This is the only way out. I am the door and I have the keys to your starvation. Reject it and die. We are in a world that is falling. It will soon be going up in flame. In Germany, the Cold War between East and West will soon erupt into a hot war. It will never be settled in peace. East and West, Germany must and will fight out with all the deadly weapons that the war scientists have planted and perfect for the final showdown. You do not have to worry too much about whether or not America is coming out of Asia. Certainly, America is coming out of Asia. The odds are against her staying there. But I warn you, my black people, my black brothers here in America, that while she is on her way home, we the black people are standing in a crossfire. The only hope that we have is to fly to our refuge and allow God. Look what is going on to the south of us. Look at the hijack stick up of planes. America is afraid to put a stop to the hijacking, for she knows that she's going to run into more than she expects. Who would have thought that the big power of America would suffer such disgrace in this day and time? This is to teach you and me, black brothers, that the great power of America is becoming weak. She is falling. I said, black brothers, join to your own kind. Come follow me. For the world that you and I have known will soon be no more. The days of America's downfall. Allah manifest the fall of America. He desired to make America fall as a warning to her brother in Europe. White America and Germany, Allah has taught me, are the most wicked of the right race. The wicked deeds that have been performed and are still being performed by white America upon the so-called Negro, the slave, are the worst and annal of history. They have been clever enough in their wickedness to make the so-called Negro slave love them, though they are their open enemies and murderers. Allah and the person of Master Fly Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, now judges the American whites and is causing America to fall in total destruction. Egypt under Pharaoh is an example fulfilling the signs and other prophecies of the doom of this people as foretold by the prophet from Noah to Jesus. Moses and Jesus are the most outstanding prophets in the history of the Caucasian race for the past 4,000 years. There are several others contemporaries, but Moses and Jesus are the major prophets of the right race history. The whole of the civilized world today, as prophesied in Isaiah, is against this white man of America. Allah hates this wicked American white and threatened to remove them from the face of the earth. Since white America and the white race in general had deceived the entire world of the black people and their brethrens, brown, red, and yellow. Allah now is calling the people to wake up and see the right race as it really is, the created enemy of the darker people. As we see today, there's a general awakening of the darker people unto the knowledge of self and the knowledge of their age old 6,000-year enemy all over the earth. The American white race cannot sincerely give the so-called Negro, the slave, a square deal. She only desired to deceive them. False equality. Today, America is trying, against her will, to give the so-called Negro civil rights, which is against their very nature and will of the white race. For the first time since the black man had been here, America falsely offered him social equality to tame parts of the country. This social equality consists mostly of permitting the American black race to mix openly with the white man and his women, the devils. The actual idea, however, is to grant the so-called Negro social equality amongst the lower class or whites. This is done so that the scriptures wherein they prophesize that the white man tempts and corrupts the so-called Negro with his woman might be fulfilled. God has taught me that the right race was grafted unlike and being unlike. It is able to attract the black man and black woman, getting them to do all the evil known to the right race. One of the prophets of the Bible prophesies in regard to America as the morning spread abroad upon the mountain. We see a great and strong people set in battle array. Joel chapter 2, verse 2. This is the setting of nations for a showdown to determine who will live on earth. The survivor is to build a nation of peace, to rule the people of earth forever under the guidance of Almighty God, Allah. With the nation setting forth for a final war at this time, God plead for his people, the inheritors of the earth, the so-called Negro. The so-called Negro is the prey of the white man of America being held firmly in the white man's powers, along with 2 million Indians who must be redeemed at this time, and will be if the so-called Negro turn to his Redeemer. The problem of the American black man is his unwillingness to be separated from his 400-year-old enemy. The problem, therefore, is hard to solve, especially with the enemy trying to fascinate the Negro with his lower class girls and women, are rating them partly nude before the Negro in every public news media, cheap daily newspapers, magazines, radio, TV, and the Negro is quick to intimidate. The problem between these two people, separation, the so-called Negro, so that they may be accepted and respected as equal or superior to other nations, must be solved. This is God's promise to the so-called Negro, the lost, found members of the original black nation of the earth. This problem was made through the mouth of his prophets, the Bible and Quran, that he would separate us from our enemies and dignify and make us the master after this wicked race have been judged and destroyed for its own evil. But as I said, the solving of this problem, which means the redemption of a Negro, is hard to do since he loved his enemy. See the Bible, Deuteronomy 18:15, Psalms, Isaiah, Matthew 25:32, and Revelation chapter 14. The manifestation of Allah and the judgment between the so-called Negro and the enemy of God and the nation of Islam will make the so-called Negro see and know his enemy, himself, his people, his God, and his religion, rejection of self. We hear the statements of black educational, political, and Christian class which expressed their love for the white man, publicly asking to be his brother if not his brother-in-law. Now this class wants to make it clear to the world that they really love the white race and not the black race. This means that they want to be white instead of black. The devil had made them hate black. They reject the thought of black ever being the ruler or equal with the rulers. They act boldly from inferiority, not only for themselves, but for their people. They want to assert themselves and their kind, especially the so-called American Negro, and to erase the white people without ending the black race. It is just the opposite with Allah, God, myself, and my followers. We want out completely. We want no claim to kinship with a people who by nature are not our kin. We from Genesis to Revelation in the Bible and from Surah chapter 2 to Surah 114 of the Holy Quran. By no means are the so-called Negro and the white kin. God did not create them brothers, nor did he create them to ever become brothers. You see, one is creating an enemy against the other, and since the righteous are more powerful than the wicked, Allah, the God of righteousness, set a time of reckoning for the enemy, the white man, and the righteous. Separation. We want separation. We want a home on this earth we can call home. We want to go for self and lead the enemy who have been sentenced to death by Allah. Revelation 20, 10, and 14. On the day he was created, see this subject in the Bible and Quran. No one, white, black, brown, yellow, red, can prove to me by any scriptures of Allah God, sent by one of the prophets of Allah God, that we should not be separate from the white race, that we should believe and follow the religion, dictate, shape, and formed by the white race theocrats. The coming of Allah and the judgment of this wicked world is made clear by the prophet's saying of the prophet, so-called reverends, and the proud intellectual class are doomed to destruction with the enemy if they remain with him instead of joining into Allah God, who loved them and who will deliver them, the nation of Islam. So-called Negro mass must be warned of the great mistake they make in following the leaderships of those who love and befriend their murderers. This will not get them freedom or civil rights. White America is falling. Her doom have come, and none said the prophet shall help her in her days of her downfall. In the Bible, God plead with you to fly out of her, America, and seek refuge in him. Revelation 18, verse 4. And Satan will change your mind about falling a doomed people, a people who hate you and your kind, who call one who teach the truth about them a hater. They are the producer of hater of us. We are with God and the righteous. The days of trouble. The days of trouble have now come to us from Almighty God Allah, the God who is the real owner of the heavens and earth. Allah, God, created for himself a heaven, and then he let it out to a fortune right race for them to enjoy themselves in it for a while. They have proved unworthy of such a glorious creation. And now the God who is the owner of this heaven and earth is ready to take over and rule it for himself. Never no more will the earth nor the heavens of the earth be let out to non-owners. It is a great wisdom taught to us, and let new creatures, right race, try their knowledge of mastering that which they was not made to master, which we knew when we made them, that they would not be able to master the original creation for long. For as long as we, the black people, are of the planet, There is no new creatures that can be put in order for ruling, that which we already have, and we are in it. It is such a wise piece of work that had been done. The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the original of this creation is just. There is no comparison anywhere to make. There is no such thing that the originators can put the planet aside out of the hole, let someone else take over. This race, the right race, has not been successful in ruling according to their will and according to a real owner. For the right race had to use the originator materials that he himself has created. There is nothing of which the white man can call himself the creator. So therefore, since the white man continued to make trouble, which by nature he was made to do, we do not see any way out of trying to live with the white man in peace. The nature of the white man is ever causing unrest among himself and amongst us too. The white man just cannot make peace for himself because of his nature. Today, God has decided that we, the black people, cannot get along with the white man in peace, and that the white man must be removed. The white race wants to remove us, the black people, but in order for the white man to remove us, the black man, he will have to move the whole entire heaven and make the heaven of gold anything like life. Then from of gold, we'll have to start all over again and create life. For the life in the universe is life that we, the black people, had established it. Therefore, to get away from our own life, which was created by the black man, so that new life could come in, we will have to rid the space of life, which belonged to us, the black man. When the space was with a life that we, the black people, have created, another one would have to create life of its own nature. We, the poor black people here in America, must be chained into a new, different people altogether. So Allah God, who came in the person of Master Falah Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, taught me. But not a complete make of us. We will be renewed from what we are in now, and we call it a new thing. There will come a day when we, the black people, will have a complete new thing for man and earth and the heaven above us. But according to the scientists, God will cause this to go into a new thing, not a complete destruction of the old, where there is no root to grow something from, not this time. The thing that Allah God would like to do now and will do is destroy the devil's work. As the devil would like to destroy God's work, but God has created. The devil cannot destroy God's creation because the devil had no part in the creation of the first creation. And since the devil had no part in the first creation, this makes the devil unable to lay hold of the power that will destroy the first work of God. The main thing which I keep mentioning enough to make you disgusted is something for the black man in America who has spent his life long and sleeping in ignorancy of the knowledge of that which he is in. But as soon as the black man can awaken to the knowledge of this that he is in, then he can lay hold to that which he did not have knowledge of, which is that the black man is the creator of the first creation. Allah God wants to put this black man back into power. The way the black man can be put back into power is Allah has to make this black man all over again to master power after giving the black man the authorities. Look at the poor, once peaceful black man in America. Look how he strives to reach for himself. He is now making a fast progress in that which God leaves for him to understand. The black man conversation has changed. The black man way of thinking has changed. His astral physical form has changed. It is a great thing to have come to this black man in America. The black man in America is getting happier and happier. It's not hard for this black man in America to get rich. He's getting rich from his own wisdom. See, no one have give him anything. As the Bible teach you of the Son. See, no one gave into him, but he's getting rich so fast. That God chose the Son to become the head of the house that he has strayed away from. The future of this black man is so beautiful that we can hardly comprehend it. Biggest thing that stand before us is qualification and readiness. Let us get qualified to master the house that God has given to us. Before someone tried to rob us of that mastering the house. If they rob us of the mastering of the house, I'm sorry for it. I said to you, black brothers and black sisters, do not be foolish. The kingdom of heaven will be given to you, and to me, have patience to receive it. But to get the house into our service, it's like a mother giving birth to a baby. The baby must mature in that which he is in. As the baby mature in the womb of the mother in order to be born, so the black man must mature to be born into a new world, that the black man must build himself. These are the days of trouble. Pledged by God, America's doom. With the end of the rule of the white race over the black people of earth in sight, face to face, we have to deal with each other according to the actual facts which exist between the two nations, black and white. With the nature and desire of this white race to continue the rule and suggestion of the darker people, even though the white man recognized these facts. We continue to try to hold on to his rule, his suggestion, his thinking of what he has inquired under such rule, that which is his. He cannot give up the prey, his concession, the merchandise which he has swallowed out from under the nose and eyes of the real owners, the black man. Is willing to shed the blood of his own people and that of others to hold into that which he called his legal possession. The spirit rose and the black man says no, that the continent and what is on and under its surface belong to him and his people, black nation. The spirit and knowledge is now not only confined to Africa and Asia, the black, brown, yellow people, but it actually is now arising an American soul called the true lost and found brothers of the black man throughout the earth. Whether it be Africa or Asia, he is the brothers of them all. It is the desire of the white race to continue to hold power and authorities over black Africa, whether it be elsewhere. They would just have to give it up. See, England, Germany, and Italy, and France, especially England and France and Skeleton and Germany, seem to be diehards. The white man will be acting wisely, and they will realize that one day, sooner or later, they must pack up and leave. Wherefore, I quote the Bible prophecy concerning the separation of nation, again today as it was before, every man must go to his own. This is the clearest and most direct justice that God and man could agree upon. The white man cannot live in luxury unless he has the black man in his place of possession and suggestion to his will. But as I repeatedly says in this paper and all of my writings, we cannot make God and his prophet liars, nor can we reverse the time of the prediction in which these things would take place. So the time have come. It's nothing but justice that we have possession with its own. The white man is conscious of the fact that he had deceived the black man of the knowledge of the black man and his possessions, but that particular authority was given divinely temporarily. But by the same divinity, it is now being taken from the white race. The white race is facing doom because she will not act according to justice and righteousness, which was not by nature put in her. But this is known, and her race is frightened concerning her future, as we see here in America. The white man recognizes coming doom, and many of them will rather die here and go elsewhere outside of America to try to defend what they call their own independent sovereignty. Some have poured gasoline over themselves and committed suicide by setting themselves on fire. There's a very new and open act of a people when every other people black, brown, yellow, red on earth to fight their wars and to save their independence. A ruthless and brutal people like America, England, and Germany should be ashamed in this modern time to look for these people when they have robbed, killed, murdered, brought under suggestion by force to think that today they should be so soundly asleep that they ignore the time and authority that they can unite as the Europeans have been doing against black Africa and brown and yellow Asia. The white man must return to Europe and concentrate on that continent for his future, or else concentrate on his death instead of his life, for they can no longer rule the black man. The black man now knows where his home is, and he is now rising up to take possession of that, which is his.